So I decided to read chapter 22 out loud myself. Okay, so the curse I didn't mean to cast. I didn't speak the words out loud. I didn't light a candle. I didn't plan anything. It just happened. Then I learned curses don't need rituals. They need intentions, and sometimes just enough rage. She hurt me. You don't need to know her name. You don't need to know her full story. Just know that she crossed the boundary. I clearly drawn. One I spoke, hun. One I protected. One that mattered. She broke trust, then burned me, then acted like nothing had happened. I didn't want to hex her. I wanted distance. I wanted her out of my field. But the anger didn't go away. It rooted. And that's when it started. A week after the betrayal, her life began to unravel fast. I didn't touch her spell. I didn't burn a thread. I didn't whisper her name in the mirror, but I thought about it. Every time I stirred tea, every time I walked past the rosemary bush, every time I saw her face in my mind, I thought about her losing what she stole, and that was enough. That's when the crack started in my world too. I lost sleep. My plants wilted, only the ones in the east window. My throat itched constantly, like something wanted to speak through me, but wasn't mine. And then a black moth in the bathroom. 3 nights in a row. But by the 4th, I woke coughing with a nose bleed. That's when I knew the curse had been cast, and I was part of it. Unspoken spells are still spells, and when we direct our magic, even unconsciously, from pain, we invite a feedback loop. Energy always completes a circle, especially emotional energy. Even if your target deserves it, you feel the echo. The morning after the 3rd nosebleed, I cracked. Not out loud, not with screaming or throwing, but with silence that felt too calm. The kind that comes when your magic trying to warn you, but you still ignore it. I poured tea, I salted the windows, I lit rosemary. It didn't help, because I hadn't admitted it yet, not even to myself. I cursed her. I sat down and wrote it out. Not a spell, a confession. You hurt me. I didn't forgive you, and I let that hurt twist. I didn't mean to curse you, but I also didn't stop it. And now I need to, for me. Just writing it cracked the pressure in the room. The moths stopped. The plants shifted towards the light again. But I wasn't done. Cleansing a curse you didn't mean to cast is harder than the ones you do on purpose. Why? Because when it comes from real pain, you have to let go of the wound, not just the magic. Here's what I did. I filled a black bowl with water, added a pinch of ash, rosemary, burnt rosemary. 3, I dropped in a few of my own tears, not fake ones. 4, I stirred counterclockwise. 5, I whispered, not mine to hold, not mine to keep, return the pain, let it slip. Then I poured it out of a branch. 3, barefoot in silence. I didn't ask for her life to go back to normal. That wasn't my place. I only asked that whatever echo I had created in me and in her be cleaned. The cleansing worked, at least energetically. The tightening in my chest eased. I could walk past the east window without feeling watched. And the night was the first night in weeks I slept. No dreams, no moths, no cold flushes in my hands, but the guilt didn't leave with the curse. That's the one thing no one tells you. Even when your energy being claims, the feeling of having harmed someone, even if they deserve it, even if it's unintentional, even if it was part of your own healing, it stays. It haunts differently. It's not a spirit, as memory. I never thought of myself as someone who would curse. I still don't. But intentionally, it is power. And unspoken intent is the most dangerous kind. It bypasses your filters. It sleeps through your moments. It waves itself in your daily ritual before realizing what you're doing. That's how actually magic works. And that's why witches must be honest with their own shadows. What I've learned, if you're not thinking about cursing, your energy is already moving in that direction. Spike reads hereditary even when no spell is broken. Writing a confession without pushing it, or sharing it, it's a powerful first step to cleansing. You don't have to forgive someone to realize. Oh, wait a minute. It moved then. You don't have to forgive someone to realize the tie they have to your power. Self-protection should never cross into silent revenge, because both of you bleed. Signs you may have cursed without realizing. Random black flashes in your home. The black flashes places. Electrical plants tools. Emotional low drain when thinking about one person in particularly. Randomly suddenly stop working. Dreams involving blinking, knocking, or being watched. The same physical symptoms showing up in you that you wished opened another. I ended this spell the way I should have began, the one that I should have began it, but asking myself what I really wanted, and I trust was I didn't want her hurt. I just didn't want her near me again. That's not curse, that's a boundary. And now I think that definitely clear every time I cast. Okay, reading it myself, I messed up a bit, but there we go. That's why I use my editing thing where I can put a voiceover. But there we go. Hope you all enjoyed this chapter and me reading it rather than me doing voiceover. But I think it's better doing the voiceover. I just messed up. I messed up so much. Okay, bye. Have a good day all.